And welcome back. So today's topic: America violence. Or I should say, Amerikkkan violence. Yeah, I threw that KKK up in there, and I did that for a particular reason, and simply not that I am pointing the finger at the KKK or any neo-fascism or any type of things of that nature, because that's not what this is all about. It's actually about gun violence. But the fact of the matter is, KKK is associated with violence. So I'm correlating the Amerikkkan with violence. So first and foremost, I want to go ahead and offer up my condolences and my heart to all the victims to the Ohio and El Paso shootings. I'll be honest with you, at this point, really, these type of things shouldn't shock us. We should be desensitized. I hope that we never are, but we should be desensitized to these type of situations simply because they always happen. At least once or twice a year, something like that happens. Now, why it's happening and the frequency is happening, well, potentially we can talk about that. I do have my thoughts on why certain things are happening. So if you're thinking, hey, maybe we should ban guns or we should ban certain video games because obviously they've been influenced on our youth, well, yeah, you'd be wrong, because I wouldn't say that. Violent video games have been around forever. That's just people just trying to find a reason or a purpose. I can guarantee, okay, let's go ahead and ban video games. Let's go ahead and take the Mortal Kombats out, the Grand Theft Autos, the Modern Warfare. Let's go and take those out and see what happens. Nothing. Nothing's going to change. You're just going to have a bunch of upset people and, video game companies losing money because those are our major franchises. I'm sorry, war sells. It is what it is. You can go ahead and candy coat it all you want to, but it is. Now, I will say this, okay? Total in 2019, and this is 2019, in 2019, 34,673 violent incidents. Now, see what I said? These are incidents. Now, as we break that down, according to Homeland Security Digital Library, 9,165 of those incidents were cause of death. And it's broken down to, I took this one particular point, mass shootings. Okay, 257 people died, but in home invasions, 1,090 people have died. So taking people's guns away or the ability to get certain style guns, it doesn't help because it isn't Jane or Ward Cleaver out there committing these atrocities. It's the common criminal, and by doing that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of situations, now I have found out that some of these common criminals, I'm going to call them common criminals or terrorists or social terrorists or local terrorists, whatever, however you want to look at it. I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to say this and I'll get onto it because it is bugging me. Okay. This will defend. Okay. I will defend the Constitution of the United States against enemies, both domestic, okay, foreign or domestic. Trust on that one. Trust on that one. If it comes down to it that a lot of these neo-political parties or these fascists or these neo-Nazis, whatever, if they decide that's what they want to do, this guy right here, this will defend. And I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against both enemies, foreign and domestic. Remember that. Benchmark that. Believe that. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So just looking at gun violence. Yeah, gun violence. I mean, what is going to be? Bone arrow violence? Hacksaw violence? Friday the 13th violence? No. Gun violence, because that is a sense or a source of power. People are feeling empowered by having guns. I am legitimately dangerous because I have a gun. There's a lot of people legitimately dangerous with knives too, but guess what? Unless you are really good throwing knives at people, you can run from a knife attack. I mean, I don't know why people just stand there unless you're really slow or you got high heels or you got no belt on and your pants are hanging off your butt or whatnot and you can't run. It happens. But anyway, 100 people are shot and killed daily. 210 survive gun injuries. 95 are injured in just an attack. And then 61 died from suicide. These are gun-related issues, okay, per day. Now, you're more likely to get shot and killed in a home invasion than you are from some type of mass terrorist attack. I mean, I think the point of the matter is what makes it so hard for us to understand or believe is because, like, the people took the audacity and they said, "This is what we're going to do." So this last one is, and especially El Paso, the Democrats are basing that the president Donald Trump, um, his rhetoric is what's causing a lot of these people to be emboldened to do such things, and he defends it. And he has defended it. He may say he is a individual that speaks with a forked tongue. Okay, hear what he says, believe nothing what he says. Anyone that tweets as much as he does, I don't know, but he gets away with it. And check this out. Mr. Trump has clearly and successfully identified a collection of emotionally charged issues, from the ever-increasing national debt to illegal immigration to the threat of domestic terrorism, that have some significant resonance with a large portion of the electorate. He plays upon fears and certainly has legitimacy for many people. Trump actually caters, not really caters, he appeals to the ignorant. Yeah, that's my phone going off. And somebody actually asking about my podcast. That is so awesome. That is so freaking awesome. Maybe I won't edit this out. I might chop it up a little bit. That's great. But Trump motivates the ignorant just like Obama motivated the black community. Trump motivates the racists and radicals. He does. He empowers them that they believe that, hey, the president's backing us, so how can we be wrong? We beat down the KKK movement, the hood movement. We got all these people pushed down, and it's like they're finding different ways to come back. And I'll be honest with you, any vet, especially from World War II, any vet that sees people openly flying the swastika, the double S, that to me is an insult, because that's what we fought against. But now that we have the Nazi flag, being carried so freely, I think that really should touch the patriotism or the patriotic few, maybe, to say, you know what, that ain't right, bruh. That's just not right. It's not even cool. Not to mention that, once again, we're looking at different. I'm not gonna get into that because this is not what it's all about. Maybe I will come up with a podcast that talks about these type of things. Very charged. You probably see me getting very animated, sweating and whatnot. But this is not about anti-Trump. This isn't about the neo-Nazis and the racists. It's not about that. We're talking about gun violence. Now, this is an issue that's been here since forever. This is how I look at it. And I'm sorry if you're going to point the finger at me and say, well, you kind of like narrow everything down, Brian. You're kind of saying where this is coming from, but let's just keep it real. A lot of gun violence, or a lot of violence, comes from lower income locations or the poverty stricken. It's just a fact. Black Americans represent the majority of gun homicide victims. In fact, Black Americans are 10 times more likely than white Americans to die by a gun. So, and we can look at that in two different ways. So I'm going to do it in one way where I'm pretty sure anyone that's pro-black is going to say, you know what, you're Tom. And anyone that is pro-police will say, you're one of them. So really, I'm Brian. And the property that I live on is called Atlanta. It's the sovereign state of Atlanta. Yes, I am a subsidiary of the United States of America and will fly the American flag. But God dang it, if you step on Atlanta, I will lock and load on you. Bring it. Best believe, my G. I believe in that. Defending my property. And it's in there. You come in my house, you'll find out what I got. You'll find out what kind of arsenal I have. I don't just have airsoft guns. Believe that. See, this is emotional for me, and I tend to start to get really aggressive with it. I don't want to be aggressive with it because I want to kind of like, I don't want to be somber, but at the same time, I want to get my point across. Trust me when I say. Back to it. So, me being me. For those who didn't know, back in the day when I was younger, I was an up-and-coming rap artist. I could have toured with Heavy D. When I was in Germany, I had potential contracts. I used to rock the stage all the time. People called me up. That's what I did. I love to rap. Still do. Do I got bars? You'll see me on Sway one day. You're going to see me on Sway's Universe. You're going to see me because I'm a hyena and I got bars. I'm just not going to do that right now. Oh, by the way, there will be an upcoming video in 2019. It's a bucket list thing. The bars are done. Okay, the rhyme's done. I just got to put together the music. If my cousin will ever just get with me so we can collab, we'll get this thing put out. But be searching for that music video soon, real soon. But anyway, the point I'm getting to the music videos, black culture is pretty much the only culture that I know that will glorify the use of gangs, gun, and drugs. Okay, I'm not saying that rock and roll doesn't do it or heavy metal. You do have that death metal, which I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool because it's like it's kind of crazy. I don't understand what you're saying, but it's it makes you want to jump up and act a fool. I mean, I don't know. I got a little bit in me, a little crazy. Hey, I'm multicultural, but I'm black. Don't just believe that. But no, seriously. It is something that I believe when you are in the lower income. So in the back of the day, it used to be that the way that you made it out of the ghetto or made it out of the hood is to go through sports. A lot of people are not hitting that 1% because only 1% of a collegiate athlete will make it to the show. That's just a fact. Basketball, football, baseball, what have you. Only 1%. And I'm not saying that a lot of people that are poverty stricken don't have the potential to get out. They just don't want to because it's generational. And you can look at it, you can find the statistics. I know this for a fact. 9 times out of 10, if your mama was in the hood, your kids are raised in the hood, they're going to grow up and get married and stay in the hood. Period. I love where I live. I'm repping my city. Well, rep your city, bruh. Be broke. I don't care. Just don't be trying to come up in my house. You're going to be in a box. Word. And all of this is I'm saying, if you talk about taking away or banning weapons like the Democrats are doing, you're barking up the wrong tree. I'm not saying I'm going to vote for Trump because I'm not. And I'm not going to vote for no independent jerk either, but I'm not going to vote for the Democratic Party simply because they want to they think that said, hey, we want to go ahead and ban the usage of assault rifles, this, that, and the other. That's not going to help. And what you're doing is actually giving Trump 2020. I'm telling you that right now, if that's what you're going to base a lot of your campaign on, or a portion of your campaign on, you're going to lose. O'Rourke Beto, I know you're pissed at Trump. You done shot at him. And I do agree that his rhetoric is Stalin-like. He is saying some things that if people look historically, what most dictators say, because in order for you to put yourself in position, you have to dehumanize people. That is what's going on right now. People are being dehumanized, and that's why we have this violence. That's why I said I wouldn't 100% say it's Trump. He's saying things that a lot of people are believing in. Now, whether it's wrong or right, which is pretty much wrong, but when I'm saying wrong or right is in my theory, is to be determined. But I will say this. Be careful. Be very, very careful. Democrats, if you want to go ahead and take the White House from this joker right here, I'm telling you right now, you better be smart. You better be smart because he is. The fact that he's a businessman, a ruthless businessman who's been broke a couple times and made it back should tell you something. He is not sitting back on his laurels. And I'm pretty sure, I can't substantiate it because if I could, I'd probably be like, my man Weinstein or whatever his name is, dead by suicide. Talking about conspiracy theories. So I'm not getting eliminated by Trump. So I don't know for a fact. I'm just putting it in. So going back to one of the reasons why I'm stating that a lot of the gun violence is from poverty-stricken areas is a simple fact. I'm going to throw 2 things out there. You have cultures that have to fight to get to where they're, to come up. They got to fight. If you have 4 kids in the house, those kids are fighting for food. They're fighting for clothes. They're fighting for attention. They're fighting for respect. They're fighting for survival. Okay. And I didn't say color. I said low income poverty, Because I'll be honest with you, you have poor white folks, you have poor Hispanics, and then you have, poor blacks. Pretty sure you got some poor Asians out there somewhere, but don't really see it because the Asian community is pretty tight. They do take care of themselves. One way or the other, they take care of themselves. So I strongly believe because we do have this type of poverty situation that it becomes tribalism. And if you understand what tribalism is basically the strongest tribe is the one who's going to rule. It's going to be like the ruling factor. So um, check this out. According to the hypotheses, intergroup conflict represents an opportunity for men to gain access to mates, territory, and increased status, such as conflicts may have created selection pressures for psychological mechanisms in men to initiate intergroup aggression. Think about it. In women, intergroup conflict substantially increases the risk of sexual assault by outgroup men and may have created selection pleasure or pressure for psychological mechanisms that are biased women against these outgroups. And Conan the Barbarian said it best. Um, the elimination of the women, or he said that way. I messed it up. Anyway, basically what it said is the best way to destroy a people is to eliminate their means to reproduce. And well, the police are doing that. So I got this little thing right before I get back into the seriousness of what I'm talking about. So remember we said that blacks are likely to be killed by gun violence more so than whites. Check this out. I got it like this. So the police are looking at these music videos, right? They're looking at these rap videos, rocking the gun, smoking the ganja, getting weeded up, right? So this is what they're doing. They're studying these videos like, professional athletes study game film. Like we study National Geographic. We got to understand these people, and the black men Afrikaners, that's a dangerous beast. So we got to be one step ahead because every last one of them got guns. So if they go in their pocket, we gotta blast them. That's what the police are thinking. Go figure. But you would think that, so to speak. But I'll be honest with you, it's just one of those type of things. And let's be fair, because I am talking about certain cultures. To be fair, between 1999 and 2016, more than 16,600 Hispanics died from guns in the state of California alone. 12,912 in firearm homicides, 3,402 in firearm homicides, and 319 in unintentional firearm deaths. So, and that was, 3,402 in firearm suicides. Stand corrected. So, but also, when you're looking at it, Hispanics also are from a warrior culture. Blacks are from a warrior culture. And I'm not saying that whites don't have a warrior culture. Sure, they got Vikings and barbarians, I guess. But you don't hear them saying, my Viking blood, bruh. This is how I rock my Viking blood. No. But what you do see, you see the Polynesians doing their warrior dance. And I'm telling you right now, tribalism is real, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. Tribalism is real. And you don't see affluent Americans, whether it be African American, Hispanic American, whatever, affluent Americans going out and creating these atrocities, except this fool who just hung himself, quote unquote. But when you have money, you don't worry about that. But when you're trying to figure out where your next meal's going to be and your rap video's not kicking off, shoot, I got to go jack some food because I got to get mine. You see, that's the mentality. And that's why we are where we are, because we perpetuate violence. And I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with artistically expressing yourself. If you sit there and do your rap video, for example, I'm going to use a white guy, Lil Dicky. I think that dude is so funny. But the dude's got skills. He's a white guy that raps. And he's rapping about who he is. He's coming off as this goofy dude. That is his hook. He's coming off as a goofy dude, and he's funny. And he not only is funny, but he's good. And not only is good, he's got respect. And although he is part of the debauchery, which is the way Americans are, that is American entertainment, debauchery of women. I'm not going to sit there and knock it down. But he's not talking about killing white folks, not killing black folks, not killing anybody. He is talking about getting high because in society nowadays, I should retract that getting high type thing, because in society nowadays, in certain states, getting high is okay. It is a social norm statewide. It's still not clear for federal. So if you look in the federal jurisdictional aspect of it, it's still not legal. Just saying. But anyway, we are in we're idealistically now in a tribal state. That's the way I look at it. And the people are trying to come up and they want what the other person has. So being since they feel that, hey, I can't get it any other way, I'm going to take it. So are you saying that these people are not finishing school potentially? Am I saying that these people don't have the potential to get out? They do. They just try not. They don't try. They want to be given because the United States actually, I don't want to say, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm really not trying to be, but if you can control a majority of the people, then you can control how a majority of the people think. And if you can control a section of people, you can get them to react to another section of people. This is what Trump does. He does this. But once again, you know what? Maybe I'll set a poll up to see how many people want to talk about that. And then the young lady who just popped up and asked me what my next topic is going to be, which is Ashley Alger. Her husband is like one of the closest friends I have, because we served together. So maybe that would be a good topic that would pop up. I know for a fact she'd be very charged on that one. So I'll probably pop a poll up and see if that's something that we want to talk about. But I'm not trying to drag this thing out because got to edit and get it going. So bottom line is this. If you want to blame video games, violent movies, and overall demoralization of the youth and our culture, you better think again. This is what the masses want. It's called polarization. Fact in America, it's always been violence. It's always been through violence, by any means necessary through violence. And I will honestly say that it has been said that the Africans in Africa really didn't respect Black Americans because we didn't fight hard through violence to get to where we need to be. But when you look at it, even though we didn't fight necessarily through violence to get where we need to be, we're a long way than where we were. We're not where we want to be as of yet, but we are a long way from where we were, whether it be through violence or through any other means necessary. Knowledge is power, and if knowledge is power, then just like my man Dorilla says, then I am a God. And with that being said, once again, my heart goes out to Ohio, El Paso, and any other state, family, or culture that's been subjected to any type of mass shooting, violence, and you've lost anyone this year. Bottom line is this: violence is here. It's not going anywhere. We do need to find a remedy, but taking our guns, taking our video games, well, that's not going to help. Education might, and not voting for Trump might. I don't know. But it will help. But other than that, hey, if you like this podcast, you like this video, go ahead and like, subscribe. Please comment below. Hit that notification bell. That way you will know when I'm dropping them down. I am going to be doing more videos, and with potential changes in my family will afford me the opportunity to make more videos as well. So with that being said, oh, by the way, if y'all could please pray for me, pray for my family. One of my family members got a diagnosis of cancer, and I grew up with her. She's been my heart forever. She's taken care of me and my brother. She loved us as if we were on her own kids. So with that being said, please pray for us and pray for her. And thank you very much for watching this video. And hey, let's keep it real. Let's keep it safe, and y'all enjoy y'all day.